is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Command This, coming up right after the. I don't know what it is. Everybody, we're only a couple of weeks from the draft. News, tidbits, little things here and there. Kind of like the Macho Man said, we're thinking. And we're going to talk about what we've been thinking about next.
Let's go. What is good, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is April 6th. April 6th. Welcome to our weekly live stream. It is Thursday night. Thank you for tuning in. That was Phil on the intro. We got Dev. I'm your boy, Steve. This is Command This. Thank you for tuning in. You can also find this on any of your audio platforms, anywhere you like to go, anywhere you like to get your audio fix at. There we will be. So, yeah, a few weeks out from the draft. Here we go. We got a couple people in the chat. Yam was clowning us before we even started. Check this out. Yam said, I'm only an hour and a half early, but you'll be like 10 minutes late, so it all bounces out. Yam, we were on time for once. We were not late to our own show today, so thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Uh-oh.
Yo!
Carlton Julian. Yo! CJ, the hog side from YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. All right, let's get this show on the road. All right, you like that? Little transition piece there. That music is not created by Dev. I will say that. The rest of the music is done by our boy, Mr. Sean Deveron Shears. Thank you very much. Okay. Episode 192 for us. We're calling this Prospects and Process. Prospects and Process. Let's shift into the new. Here we go. Up first, the one, the only Joey Porter Jr. has been reported to allegedly JPJ visiting the Commanders. Fellas, he's a cornerback. We're picking at 16. A lot of people have him at the top of our big board. Some people are talking offensive line. Some people are talking cornerback. So, JPJ, I don't think you can go wrong with picking Joey Porter Jr. at 16, but let's talk about it. What do y'all think about JPJ? Phil, go ahead, go first.
This is my A1, top of my draft board at 16. Be your target. If he is available, you get this man. JPJ.
Is it because he's a Penn State alum?
I couldn't tell what you said there. It bleeped out like I said Manjana or something. What did you say?
Well,
what?
You got to get this man if he's at 16. You have to. He fixes a problem that you have by shoring up cornerback. And you know what? The more we lock him down in coverage, the more likely we're going to get some sacks out of him. So why not?
Yeah.
You
Dev,
need a corner.
How do you feel about Joey Porter Jr., Dev, especially at 16 with the first round pick for our the Commanders?
I don't think he will be there.
You don't think he'll be there?
No, I think there's going to be a run on corners. I feel like there's going to be a run, and there's a lot of them, kind of. But is he the third worst?
Well, according to, just for this all intents and purposes, Bleacher Report, they have him as the number one corner, but the 9th overall. So there is a chance he may not be there at 16. You are correct.
Right. So I'm wondering. if he's there. If he's there and when he's available and you wanted to go corner, I will be happy with the pick. It really depends on who's on the board, but I will be happy with the pick. That if you pick a corner, I will be happy with the pick. Rather have Gonzalez.
He's described as a physical cornerback, ideal length and size, aggressive. He likes to play press and get his hands on receivers to disrupt routes.
I would fear speed because I feel like right now, if we were to gauge, excuse me, our corners on speed, we got some of the slowest. I don't think we have any burners at corner.
We don't. We're blessed to have that defensive front though that gives those guys a little bit of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we don't blitz, so if it doesn't get through, they're cooked. And that seems to be when we do let players go. That seems to be the problem. Somebody gets caught flat-footed because they're not quick enough to make a athletic turnaround or do something to make up for a messed up fundamental. You don't have natural athletes at corner, as far as speed wise.
Right. Welcome,
I would like to see. Facebook. I would like to see a faster corner.
It would be nice to have a faster corner. Greg says it seems Ron picks guys that they don't interview or bring in for a visit. Yes, we've seen that in the past. That's the damn truth, Greg. You ain't lying there. So could be smoke and mirrors. I would hope they would have some sort of.
If Jalen, what's the guy from Georgia that everybody's saying off their draft charts? The defensive tackle.
Jalen
Smith, is that his name?
You had to mention it, didn't you?
Oh,
either way, go ahead.
If that guy gets if that guy falls to 16, do you take him?
Carter.
Jalen Carter. Yes. Jalen Carter, yeah, he's dope. If he was to slide to 16, do you take him?
Yeah, but I've seen him top 5 in like mini boards.
Man, they're saying he's coming off draft boards. People taking him off.
Even with Allen and Payne, if he's a defensive lineman, we should still consider him.
Man, and then would you trade Allen?
No, I mean at that point,
somebody gave you a first for Allen. If somebody gave you a first for Allen,
oh, peace.
And you could trade Jalen Carter,
dude. If someone gave you I don't know, man. I like your philosophy.
You get a first for Allen.
I like your philosophy.
I like
pass up.
Yeah, I like
for sure things for I don't know things. I don't know, man.
Probably save you a lot of money too, though.
In the long run, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Save you some money.
I mean, Daniel Jeremiah had him going 22 to the Ravens in the first round. Bucky Brooks had him coming to us at 16. So we all love a cornerback. Right now, we're sitting with Kendall Fuller. We're sitting with BSJ. Who else back there? We got Danny Johnson.
See, if you like BSJ, you should love JPJ.
Troy Apke's back. Don't discount my boy Troy, dog.
Trapke.
Can we not talk about one of our first camp casualties?
Trapke season. The unofficial depth chart. Commanders at unofficial depth chart at cornerback. They have Kendall Fuller, Christian Holmes, and Rashad Wild Goose. And then the other starter, Benjamin St. Juice and Danny Johnson. So they got 5 on the roster right now. So take it from
Apke on there.
Apke is not on there. But once again, he's
not under contract.
Unofficial depth charts they're just, you know what I mean?
Somebody gonna pay Apke.
Under contract.
You think so?
He's gone.
I hope not.
Troy
Apke is on the roster. He's just not listed on the depth chart
because he's not signed.
I thought we picked him up for.
I thought it was just for last year.
I thought he signed.
Come on, cap expert.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look.
If you like Benjamin St. Juice, or you like his game, or you like, the fact that he's a physical corner, you're going to like JPJ. He's almost the same size as St. Juice and more talented.
Right.
He's a physical corner. The only part of his game that isn't the greatest is in terms of his athleticism, is he's not a great leaper.
Right.
When you're 6'2" and a half,
193 is what I read.
If you're 6'2" and a half, 193, you already have enough height that you don't need a 50-inch vertical to make up for the fact that the receiver in front of you is 6'3", because he's 6'3". He just needs to be able to contest.
Big boy.
His 40 time is he runs like a 4.4, 4.46, something like that. But his 10-yard split, which is the first 10 yards, is one of the fastest in the combine. So that means he gets up to his max speed faster than most people.
Get it, Phil.
I've done some studying on this dude.
Phil's getting it. Phil's getting it.
Is that a sound effect, or are you doing that? What the...
No, that's the soundboard. That's the soundboard. That's the soundboard.
Fuck, man. Oh,
man. From Seth Brothers. Hey, okay. I personally like Christian Gonzalez as a cornerback too. I know he's not going to be there. He's very touted. You know, everyone likes Christian Gonzalez. He's a little smaller, 6'1", 197 out of Oregon. He's not going to be there either. Devin Witherspoon, people are talking about. He's not from Illinois. He's not going to be there. 6 foot, 181. He's not going to be there at 16 either, unless something crazy happens. So they have the JPJ mock to us at 16. You've been seeing a lot of talk about Bijan Robinson. We talked about this, fellas, 2 episodes ago, about taking Bijan Robinson at 16. A lot of people had him. DraftKings of all people had him mocked to us for the lowest bets. But there's also some school of thought that people say we should get an offensive tackle at 16 and pass on a cornerback. You know, Ron's a defensive guy. But Eric Bieniemy is the shiny new toy. They want him to be successful. So does Eric Bieniemy have more pull at 16 than, let's say, Ron?
Well, here's the question. This is where you had the debate. What is the greater need? You know, what is the greater need? And where can you fill it? Can you fill that? If you have a greater need offensive tackle, but you know at 16, you're not going to get, you're either going to be overdrafting or you're just not going to have anybody available that's worth a 16th pick, then you go with someone else.
It's a terrible position to be into. We talked about this in the preseason. Going like 500 or one above or one below is terrible. I mean, I know you play whatever's given to you, but for the draft, man, 15 being in the middle is just tough.
The thing is that there are a lot of offensive tackles in this draft.
Yam says, okay, so if we go cornerback at 16, when do we get more O-line depth? I don't see it coming in the second either. Sadly, outside, I think a small handful. Most linemen are rated in the 40 and lower range. So, yeah, if you don't get him at 16 or move up to get him, then you're getting
get him in the second round.
Second tier lineman. Which, but if you want to draft the next Trent Williams, but Trent Williams, we talked about this in the group. I think our boy CJ put it out there, or maybe DT, that even Trent Williams' scouting report had some holes in it. You know what I'm saying? So our boy Max C don't sleep. Yo, YouTube. What's up, Maxie? Thank you for joining us. Greg says, if Carter or Porter drops 16, Ron trades down and selects a tight end, which would be Michael Mayer or Dalton Kincaid, one of the two. They're both very touted, very highly.
You know that's exactly what Steve wants, Greg.
Yes.
Steve wants that first round tight end.
I don't want to take a tight end in the fucking first round, man. It's nonsense.
I mean, unless it's the next coming of Kelsey, Tony Gonzalez.
Man, they wouldn't even take it. Was Kelsey in the first round?
I don't think so. I think
he's a third rounder.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Kellen Winslow. Kellen Winslow was the last person I remember getting picked in the first round. He killed people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Gonzalez, kill people. Don't pick one in the first round.
You don't need to.
Tight ends that get picked people in the first round kill people.
What are the two Iowa boys? One was on the lines, Hawkinson and Noah Fant. Those were the last two tight ends I know that were picked in the first round. Hawkinson is on the Lions now.
I hate to say this, Noah Fant has not played to his draft position.
He has not. He floundered. He floundered in Denver. Hawkinson got traded, right? Or did Fant get traded? One of them got traded.
In Denver on offense last year.
Yeah. Dev Yam says he wants your hat, by the way.
I've had this hat since I was like 20. It's old. It's dingy as hell. I don't wear it out in public.
The
flips don't flap and the flaps don't flip anymore.
It's a little hot, but I got
I think my hedgehog slept in it a few nights.
The black one. Did he tinkle in it? Did he tinkle in it for you? Greg says, I don't want to see Robinson go to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are thin at running back. I mean, with the Cowboys giving Pollard the franchise tag, is it smart for them to go pick a running back in the first round? I mean, I'm just saying.
Look, man, I told y'all. You talking about us picking a running back?
Yeah. No, the Cowboys.
Supposedly, they think
Oh.
we're going up. I don't know
Why would the Cowboys pick Bijan in the first round? They just signed Pollard to the franchise tag, and
Right.
Zeke's going to be
The
gone.
franchise tag is like $13 million, man. Bijan will be like $5.
True. But
You
they
know
like
what I'm saying?
Pollard.
And
They like
younger.
Pollard.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have both.
So this comment here, Greg's saying, I think Bieniemy's hands are going to be all over the pick. Hold that thought, Greg. We're going to talk about that a little later. Like, how much impact do you think that EB is going to have with regards to the draft? So we're going to talk about that here shortly. Red zone in the lab. Deuce. Joey Porter Jr. is my guy. I mean, if we pick him, you can't go wrong.
I still think the defensive backfield will be too slow, man. And I like them all, but I mean,
well, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. I mean, I don't know Joey Porter Jr.'s
4.46.
4.46. Okay. That's no slouch, but it's
nothing. But it's like all of them run a 4.46. So
that's what I'm saying. It's not like it stands above.
Right.
But he gets to 4.46 faster than most. That's the thing about that 10-yard split.
All right. I'm assuming he's already had his pro day, right?
He's already had this combine.
I know he ran bad at the combine, right? That's pretty bad, Devil, for him.
Yeah, I don't know if he individually competed or ran at his pro.
No, his 40 time was about middle of the pack for corners.
Yeah.
I mean, Google is my friend. I can tell you that.
It is your friend. Yam says, most of my hats are like 15 years old. And Dude says, where's your background, Phil? I'm tired of seeing your room. Oh, where's the wrestling tape? Yes. Hold on.
This isn't the background.
Dev.
Maybe my background is my room.
What's up?
I cannot remember Phil's wrestling name to save my life. Don't tell us, Phil.
Oh, man. So,
Brett Phoenix?
You're close.
Terry Phoenix?
You're both close. Y'all got the Phoenix part.
River Phoenix.
Yeah. That's why my career's dead. Trent
Phoenix. Oh, hell, Trent Phoenix. Yam says, I've been trying to get some Commanders gear in here, but the shipping costs as much as the product itself. I'm just going to have to wait till I get home in a year. Then you can get all the Commanders gear you want. Apparently, there's some blue checks on Twitter now saying the new owners are interested in changing the name to the Red Wolves, and it's just blowing up on Twitter. And I'm like, I look on this dude's profile.
Hold on.
I'm like,
let's back this up. I saw this.
It's fake. It
is fake. It's what it is that all the furries who love Red Wolves went and bought themselves a blue check so they could look official. I think you actually look more official without a check these days. That's why I didn't go and get one for myself. I'm like, no, if everybody else is buying a blue check, F it. The only blue check that matters is the only check you need to do is check command this on Twitter.
Chickity check yourself before you wreck yourself.
But all these furries and these anthropomorphic furry porn purveyors. Looking at you, Hercules.
Hey, don't listen. Hey, if our listeners are furries, we support you. Don't be hating on the furries, dog.
I will gladly alienate the 2 people who may be in our fan base that are furries. Do what you want in your own time. Don't mess with my franchise.
You made them cheap, and then fake people started doing it, and they still, and so he's like, let's make them so expensive. Then nobody wants to fake it.
I don't know.
What up, Marcus?
So the next person who was allegedly rumored to be visiting the Washington Commanders is none other than Hendon Hooker himself, former Virginia Tech Hokie, transferred to the University of Tennessee. Put on a good show, tore his ACL, rumored to be back by the beginning of this season. He's gone up and down draft charts, but he is also reported to have visited the Washington Commanders. And
the commies.
The commies. Hendon Hooker. The problem with Hendon Hooker, the funny part is he's older than Jake Fromm. He's barely younger than Lamar Jackson. He's old. He's 25 years old. If drafted, he'll be the oldest quarterback drafted since Brandon Weeden. Y'all remember Braden Whedon, who went to
We
the
all know how that
the
went.
Browns, but he played baseball first. But yeah, they're saying he's getting a lot of buzz going in the top 20.
Chris Winkie was all right.
Chris Winkie. He went to, where was he from? Florida
State.
Florida State.
He was trash.
What? Chris Winkie was dope. You tripping, man. For the Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'm not going to let that stand. Let's look it up.
There's been a lot of talk about
Chris Winkie was dope. Has probably never been spoken on any other podcast.
No. Where did he go, to the Panthers?
I bet Chris Winkie's parents don't even say.
Let me give you some career stats for Chris Winkie.
They probably.
He had a 2-18 record as a starter.
Lynx.
Right.
Between
You're a hater.
4 years in Carolina and 1 year with the 49ers.
Lynx.
Through 709 passes, 54% completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, and 26 interceptions.
He was some mid, I guess, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell, let's
see. Winkie was some mid.
Ouch.
Mid would have been on a good day. Let's see here. And 13 career fumbles, too.
Marcus Edlin says, "What's up, Commanders family? Thank you
Marcus,
for joining us,
check Facebook.
Marcus, hardest working dude in the social media business. Check his Facebook group out, SportsView 2, sharing all the content. Marcus is everywhere, all at once.
Marcus is everything, everywhere,
Marcus.
all at once.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Man.
Hendon Hooker just seems like because he's going to generate enough buzz. I feel like it's too high. We can spend a draft pick like that somewhere else. We have Sam Howell on the roster. I'm so up and down on Hendon Hooker.
He played two really good years at Tennessee. All right, let me tell you his Tennessee stats. He played 3 years at Virginia Tech, right? In 2019, he wasn't a starter. 99 for 162, 61%, 1555 yards, 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Next year, 65%, 1339, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he transferred. COVID. 2021, he blew up, completed 206 of 303, 68% accuracy, 2945. He averaged 9.7 yards, 31 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. My man had a rating of 181.
2022 ratings are different, but yes.
2022, basically the same thing. 229 for 329, 69.6%, practically 70%, 35 yards, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. In his rushing yards, the last 2 years, 616 and 430. 5 touchdowns each year.
He doesn't throw picks.
By the way, just to let y'all know, the quarterback we're going with next year ran for more yards in college.
Sam Howell?
Yeah. Look at Sam Howell's college stats.
He
ran for more yards.
He also had to as well because his line was so bad. But Sam Howell's rushing yards, 2020 was 146. 2021, 828 yards for 11 tutties. 11 tutties.
Hey, he got one with us too.
Yam says, if we get a quarterback at all in the draft, it'll be another 5th round pick on a flyer.
I'm telling you, 6th round, 7th round. Get yourself Aiden O'Connell.
I'm not saying Washington should draft Hendon Hooker. I'm saying, look, man, the goal for Ron has been since he's been here is to find a franchise quarterback, man.
And he's failed.
If this is your last year, man, throw something at the wall and see what sticks. If Hal's not it, learn it quick and put this other kid in.
Nev. Hold that thought.
You know,
we're going to talk about Ron in his air quotes last year here very shortly. Marcus said, if I'm the Commanders, trade back, draft Darnell Wright to tackle from Tennessee Volunteers. Darnell Wright, they're talking about him being even higher.
That's the conservative pick.
Oh, not Darnell Wright. Sorry, I was confusing him with a different guy.
Darnell Wright's the conservative pick. Like, it's one of those picks where you wouldn't get mad. It's Brandon Sheriff.
Darnell Wright is
Brandon Sheriff?
Second, third. He's about 25-ish, give or take, on a lot of boards. But
you remember whenever we drafted Brandon Sheriff and half the crew was like, man, that's not really exciting. Nah. Yeah. He's a really good player here.
Yeah.
An all-star.
Troy Hemphill from Facebook says there's nothing special about Joey Porter Jr. He's a good man coverage cornerback. That's his forte. He's not.
We don't play man. We do actually.
We play man more than 20 teams in the league.
Yeah, he's right.
We play more than people think.
He's not the second coming of Champ Bailey. He's not, you know what I mean?
But you're not drafting in a position to get that. So you got to get Joey Porter Jr. is going to be plenty great for his team, for whatever team.
Yeah. I would not be. I wouldn't give him an F rating if they got Joey Porter Jr.
Why is it everybody wants the mystical? They don't want the great.
Mystical. What,
16?
That's 16. Listen, statistically speaking, all first round draft picks are 50% bust. That's a fact. That's as of 2019. Dropping even down to 16 to 32, I imagine that number gets even lower. So you never know, And Troy, thank you for joining us from Facebook. He also said Hendon Hooker stats are impressive. Less than 5 interceptions, 2021 and 2022. Sleeper pick at 4. Yeah, we just talked about that. 31 touchdowns, 2021, 27 touchdowns, 2022. I don't know if he's going to be fourth
Sleeper
overall.
Pick at 4th overall or 4th round.
Yeah, I think he's going to go in the first, but we'll see what happens.
4th overall. That puts him above almost every other quarter.
Yeah. Yam said he would like to see Paris Johnson or Darnell Wright if we can trade back and make it happen. That wouldn't be too bad. Marcus just talked about Darnell Wright. Paris Johnson is that tier above Darnell Wright. I'm seeing him around the 12 to 15, 16-ish offensive tackle. Ohio State lineman. I don't know much about their, reputation. Good, bad, and different. Not sure. Our boys Nathan, Trevin, Stoner ref the district. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Go check them out on Facebook. Make sure you're subbed up to the boys. Great DC sports content.
Yeah,
Yam said, "The guy I would kill for another Champ Bailey. I will never not be mad at that trade." Yeah, we got that trade for about a year. After that, Clinton Portis, the trade just blew up in our face.
No, Clinton Portis gave us 4,000 yard seasons now.
He did, but I mean, Champ Bailey was a long run.
Clinton was on his way. Clinton was on his way to possibly a Hall of Fame career if Joe Gibbs came and turned into a fullback.
Someone on Twitter posted the Champ Bailey highlights, and watching him and Darryl Green together was it brought back some great memories, man.
And Deion for a little bit.
Deion was
just
ass
good
here
to see.
You're a hater, man.
Oh, Troy was saying he was talking about 4th round. I don't know if Hendon's going to last that long. He's gaining a lot of traction. He's visiting the Commanders, who are in desperate need of a quarterback. But Ref the District says, great point, Phil. Don't have to draft a Hall of Famer with every first rounder. That's what people want, but that's not what we get.
If that were true, you'd have 32 Hall of Famers in every draft.
Yeah. Oscar Urbina from YouTube. We've been having some good picks in the 3rd rounds, just not the 2nd rounds. Let's not talk about our second round picks. But I think under Ron, the 2nd round picks are getting a little bit better, so that's okay. But we've had a very terrible history of 2nd round picks.
We might consider trading our 1st round pick for. We might for somebody to take our second. Take our second. We'll give you our 1st round pick too.
Just take them. We don't need them no more. We don't need them anymore. Oh my goodness. So the latest with the team sale, let's talk about the team sale coming up. They're talking about the latest we've heard is there's a May 22nd target for Dan Snyder to pick a bid for the Commanders. I'm not sure what the relevancy of May 22nd is, but according to AJ Perez, who's been on Ref the District multiple times, he's been on Red Zone in the Lab, Deuce's channel multiple times. He's reporting May 22nd is the start date for Dan Snyder to make a decision, and it marks the start of the next owners' meetings. And it's one day before the Commanders start voluntary OTAs out of Ashburn. So he also did note that the Josh Harris group, who we all know, the Harris, Rails, and Magic Johnson are still front runners, and that Amazon owner Jeff Bezos has been rumored to be interested in buying the team, and he's been given every opportunity to do so.
Why are they giving him so many opportunities when we have other people willing to bid? And Bezos is apparently now also interested in instead going after the Seahawks. So why are we waiting around to see what the almighty Jeff Bezos is?
Because he has the money, and if he buys it for a very high price, he then raises the value of every other team in the league.
Why doesn't he just liquidate his assets and buy the league?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He wouldn't have to liquidate no assets.
Could he do that? I'll be right back with you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have to
going back
no
one,
assets.
Yam says Dion was a paycheck collector. By the time we got him for that 1 year, he stunk. He did stink. But then he went on to play a couple more years. Was it San Francisco?
No, the Ravens,
Dallas.
but he didn't play really.
Ravens. Yeah, Marcus is saying we can get a good cornerback in the second through the fourth round. Troy's saying, just saying, if Richardson was to drop to us, do you think he's coachable with an EB system? Well, EB system, as we know it, if it's the Andy Reid system, it's a West Coast offense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's a run first RPO offense, which I don't think it is. So it's hard to say if Anthony Richardson, if they can't pass up on his athletic talent, if it's too much, then yeah, they'll get him. But I don't think he fits EB's scheme right now. But we don't know. Is EB willing to, is he flexible? Is he willing to design a system around the strength of a quarterback? I would like to say yes, but we don't know. We don't have a lot of data points to refer to it. So I don't know. I would be I wouldn't want them to take Anthony Richardson personally, but you got to be intrigued with that athleticism. It is very intriguing. If you watch his pro day, those throws look pretty darn on point there, if you ask me. Yam said, do we foresee there being a run on a certain position in this year's draft? Like how they were on wide receivers last year? I don't know. I mean, the talent level seems to be spread out pretty good amongst the positions, but you never know with the draft. When someone sees one person start to go off the board, then they panic. Like, oh, that's it. We need to get our guy. We need to get our guy. We need to get our guy. So at least the pre-draft rankings aren't set up to be like that. You don't see like wide receiver. You don't see Olave, McLaurin. Like you don't see these dudes just stacked up against each other. I'm sorry, Dotson, like we saw in previous years. So it's hard to say. It really is hard to say. Greg Delaney says they're using Bezos' name to drive up the price. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I think that's like you said earlier. They're just waiting. I think they're waiting on the big money.
Yeah,
Bezos was jumping in with like $7 billion. They were like, damn.
Yeah, Ref the District said, Dan doesn't have the number he wants yet. That's probably the common theme. He's just waiting. It's rumored to be around less than $6 billion. Maybe he wants $6 billion, and he's hoping that.
Apparently, the number is now at $6 billion.
Okay.
So why don't we see? There's going to be movement.
Sell it.
And honestly, I don't know if Bezos is really that interested. You always hear rumors. I've never heard Bezos ever say he has any interest in it.
We've heard him say that 0 times throughout this whole process.
Yes. And look, if he was so interested in buying a franchise, why didn't he just outbid for the Broncos last year?
Dan's like, look, just pay my $450 million that I accrued when I bought out the minority owners.
Yo, pay off the loan on my jet.
Yeah, and I'll still probably charge you guys for keep my name on the side of that jet. And I'm going to charge you to take your name off the jet. Yeah. Funny. I do want to share something real quick. If this, I don't know if this platform will allow me to do it, but here, I'll just share in the bottom left. Check it out.
This was the best tournament I think I've ever seen because every team had a chance to incredible. LSU winning, but also Caitlin Clark. Our bid is in.
Here we go.
Wait, what?
Right
I went right to it.
Yeah.
Yes, our bid is in. We hope that We win. We don't know what's going to happen.
You always win. That's it. Magic always wins. Yeah.
A lot of teams.
So now you just have to design some new uniforms.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Snyder making that decision. So, but we're excited about it.
I mean, you own a lot of teams, but at NFL, I mean, that would.
Well, that's the last thing, right?
Yeah.
We have the Dodgers, have the Sparks, have LAFC in soccer. We won the championship this season, so that was great.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens. Cookie and I, we love sports, and
How is Cookie?
she's doing great.
Yeah.
She's doing great,
Cookie's the
and
best.
keeping.
Cookie must be his significant
Wife.
other.
See, Cookie's his wife.
I'm guessing. Okay.
Cookie's been
there
his.
we go.
Cookie was his wife when he announced he had AIDS.
Did you not watch the match? Did you know your Magic, Tom?
I have not yet.
Cookie lives
What?
by that phrase. Stand by
What?
your man.
That's one of the all-time great series nobody ever talks about, by the way.
I know.
You didn't do that over Easter, bro. I know you off.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Anyway.
gonna be on vacation, so. But he also did go on to say, "Listen, I need a Super Bowl ring. I would love to be the owner of the Commanders. Take that franchise to another level.
But you know what?
Another African American owner." He talked about his father just died recently. So we know that Magic, while he will be minority owner, I think we all talked about this last time that Rails and Harris. I think Rails is the local guy. Harris is, or don't get me wrong, I might get confused, is the one who's not here. But Magic might be the face of the ownership franchise, which we haven't had a face of this ownership franchise since forever. You know what I'm saying?
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan's been
Ever.
the only face. Even when he wasn't the only owner, he was the face.
Yeah.
Let's back up a second here. That the tweet that shared that video said that they try to emphasize that when they said something about get some new uniforms, Magic Johnson was yes. But if you listen to the way he said it, he was dismissing. He was trying to move on to his next point.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the uniform question. Y'all want to make this a bigger deal?
Yes.
Y'all want different uniforms. We got uniforms.
That's Eddie Murphy from what's that from? Yes.
Yes. He's like, yes. That was Dan Snyder. Mr. Snyder had made them. Anyway, and then he moves on to make his point because he don't give a damn about the uniform thing. All right. The uniforms are selling because it's a new name. The fans are buying new merchandise. And if we win, they're going to buy more merchandise. You wouldn't give a damn if those players were coming out there in trash bags as long as they're winning. You know that, and I know that too.
Yep.
I am so sick and tired of this. Change the uniforms, change the name, change everything.
Red
I'm
Wolves.
so sick of it. My camera's trying to blur away from it because it's sick of it too.
Yeah.
It is getting completely ridiculous that we keep having this conversation year after year after year. Stick with it, all right? We honestly did not have a particularly great uniform outside of the helmet for years, okay?
I mean, these helmets are great. I love these helmets. That matte burgundy.
Oh yeah. No one wants to talk about that.
Yeah. Ref to District says, who knew Cookie stayed with Magic? Like I said, I didn't. Dev knew. He saw the special. I didn't know Cookie stayed with Magic. So I am ignorant. Red Zone in the Lab says, if he's interested, he puts in a bid. I will be so impressed by the secrecy of this process from camp. Really impressed. That's a good point. If he actually does put in a bid and gets it, and nothing has gone public, like you just said, Phil, we haven't heard anything from Bezos' camp publicly. That's some good OPSEC. Operational security. That's no loose lips sinking ships over there for sure.
Look, man, that show is so good, by the way, Marcus. Look, you watch watch one episode tonight, Steve. I'm telling you, dog. One episode.
What network? What network is it on?
HBO.
How can I stream? HBO. Okay. Yam says, I also think the NFL.
He was with Magic, by the way. I
didn't know that.
I knew that. That's why I'm like, y'all didn't know?
I'm an imbecile, so I didn't know that. Yam says, I think the NFL might be more open to a group play versus another gigabillionaire jumping in the second year in a row. That will scare off the regular billionaires. Oh, woe is me. There you got rich billionaires and you got poor billionaires, right? You got different levels.
Was that talk about this very topic with
levels.
Our former co-host Rodney Thomas earlier today?
JP was saying how Bezos did the same thing when he thought he bought Whole Foods. He didn't say one word to the day it happened. Oscar Arbina, Red Wolves.
Look. We
Red
have
Wolves.
a 13-year-old in our audience.
Red
or
Wolves.
a furry. One or the other.
I don't want them to change the name because I'm with you. Stick with it. but I would have taken Red Wolves when they did the name change. But since it's gone,
Right, I was.
Well,
It's
you
gone.
have bad taste too, my
It's
friend.
gone.
Because you want to draft the tight end in the first round. We already know you're
give them
questionable.
to me. Give me all the tight ends. You know what?
If I didn't, if
Draft
I
Kincaid.
didn't physically verify the fact that you're married and have kids,
Draft
I'd
Michael
have
Mayer.
questions about the front you're putting up. Being a fan of the name Red Wolves.
Turn around and draft Zach Laporte. You know what? I'm gonna do a mock draft and I'm gonna draft a tight end with every pick, just like I did with quarterback like 3 years ago. Just
I remember you did that last year, I think, too.
Marcus says our football team can come out in pimp suits, but if we win, everyone will be happy. Yeah,
That would be dope.
for sure. Ret the District says this is to Dev. The series was so cheesy, couldn't get past the 3rd episode, so maybe it wasn't as good.
Oh, Dev, RTD coming at you.
What is that?
And we're moving on. Chris
What's
McVay
that?
says this podcast is getting
What
pretty
was that?
popular. Not really, Chris. Not really, Chris. But thank you for joining us, Chris. We appreciate you. Our brother on the West Coast,
Right.
out in the California area, repping the burgundy and gold from the West Coast. He keeps us tuned in with what's going on out there. Chris was pretty insightful when we played the 49ers at the end of the season, and I think he went to the game and gave us the insights and
Gave us
yeah.
enemy intel from
Enemy
behind the line.
intel. When Carson Wentz came in and relieved old Taylor Heineke.
And gave us hope. And gave us hope.
We're not supposed to say that name. Taylor Heineke? We don't say that name. He whose name shall not be said. Kind of like Voldemort. But all good, all good. So yeah, so Magic Johnson making the bid, said he wants a Super Bowl ring, went on national television. It's picking up some steam, but we don't know where it stands. We don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's all fun and games. We really just don't know at this point, and it's kind of exhausting. But what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Focus on the draft.
Focus on the draft and focus on the little Bezos rocket icon that I put up there in the corner.
You put Bezos' bald
on his
face
Blue
and
Origin
head
rocket.
on a rock. I mean, that
Blue
just looks
Origin
like a
rocket.
dick.
Is that
That's
a
his
flashlight?
That's
That looks like a flashlight.
You got a
That-
Bezos flashlight?
that
with
is
a
a
dick
Blue
on the
Origin
top of it.
rocket.
Oh
You
my
guys can call
God.
it whatever you want.
It looks like
YouTube,
a penis.
YouTube, that is a rocket.
I
That is
feel
not
like
a-
somebody, I
flashlight.
ain't gonna say whose name it was that made the graphic, Google flashlight, and then Google the picture of Bezos and glue the pictures together. That's what I feel like happened. in my mind.
flashlight. Flashlight.
You know what I never understood
That's
about
appropriate.
flashlights, by the way? Well,
What's
I never
that?
understood while we're on the subject of flashlights, weirdly. Like, I think the object of buying one of those is so
Keep
no
it,
one
keep
knows.
it G-rated.
like,
Talk around it.
beating your meat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows you're beating your meat. That's why you want the flashlight.
That's
So you
talking
can
about
beat your
beating feet over here.
But I'm just saying, how is
Yes.
that more embarrassing than you like jacking off into a flashlight?
And there it is. We made it 44 minutes. 44
I'm
minutes
just
till
saying,
so we're
how
not
is
going to get
that? How is
monetized.
that worse? It doesn't make any sense.
It's the fact that you would spend.
If my girlfriend walked in on me and said,
I missed it.
"Oh my God, you're jerking off into a flashlight," she's gonna dump me even faster than if she just saw me. "Oh my God, you're jerking off into one of my, washcloths." I tell you, don't throw your hands on.
Yam
It's-
says it.
I'll tell you what. I'll
Demonetized.
tell you
Guys,
what.
let's change the subject here. Come on.
Oh,
Just saying.
It's demon. It's demon. It's eyes.
Yes, demonetized.
We are
made it
demons
so
here.
far. Can't edit out the last shit.
Hold
Sorry.
on. I'm going to address what Dev said real quick. It's because you spent that much money for a device to do basically the same thing as you would be doing with your hand into the washcloth.
Mother Nature does it best. Sometimes you can just sit on your hand long enough till it goes to sleep.
And
Then
it
it feels
creates a
like someone
stranger.
else's hand.
Yes, we've all known that. trick.
Stranger.
Oh man, here we go.
We're not
This
even
is-
cursing,
this is
and we're
what
able
you-
to
We're
make
not
it
sponsored. We have no
post-podcast.
bosses. We are our own bosses at this point.
Goodwin December. Thank you for joining us from YouTube. Goodwin was in our Facebook group. Remember him from back in the day. He said we need a quarterback. I don't trust Howell.
I mean,
Why not?
We're the first ones ever trust a 5th round quarterback with the franchise in his first year without any
That's
without
true.
any reason to do it. You know what
We
I'm saying?
are.
Like,
Brock Purdy's trusted with the
We
foil.
no,
are.
you got to play because everybody got hurt. They didn't just be like beginning of the year, nobody knew who this dude was. Hey man, we got this guy named Brock Purdy. We're gonna throw him in.
Yeah,
He
but
played 19 snaps one time.
they got Kyle
season was
Shanahan.
over.
They got John Lynch. We're still
We
working on
got
our
Eric
stuff.
MF and Bieniemy.
All right,
And
man.
two
Scott Turner
GMs and two Martins.
By the way,
Martys.
that name also deserves to get the name that should not be spoken treatment.
Marty,
No,
Kyle,
Marnie.
Scott Turner.
By the way, great name, Marnie.
Marty from Girls.
From
Marnie.
she's out of my league or whatever.
Series too.
She's out of your
Yeah,
league.
old movie, 90s. Yep. Oscar says,
Anyway.
loving the Tecmo Bowl and background with the Wu-Tang shirt. That's right. Keeping it real. Woo. Keep it real with the woo.
What's funny is that it does show your background.
I'm gonna watch.
It does.
I'm gonna watch. Mario
Marcus said,
Bros.
only
after
my
this.
brother Dev. That is right.
What
Chris
up?
says, Howell is a very trustworthy person. Is he? I hope so.
What? I don't understand the.
I love the dude. I love his demeanor. Like
I like his beard.
I'm excited.
I think that's
I'm excited
weird,
to see him. What did you say his middle name was, Dev? We just made
Demetrius.
No, Devontae.
Sam
That is his
Devontae
middle
Howell.
name, bro.
Hey,
joking.
he's part Korean too. We didn't know that either.
I'm telling you, Devontae's his
Hey,
middle
he's
name.
got a slick
Devontae's a
His
Korean
lineup is
name, by the
slick.
way. I think Devontae's
His
a
lineup is slick.
Korean
Rep the
name.
district. Love you guys. Keep it
Don't
up.
confirm this.
Thank you for the motivation, Nathan Trevstoner. We appreciate it. You know, we're a little rough around the edges here, but that's what we do. That's what we do. Hey, every day, all day, every day. Let's finish it up here with some Ron Rivera. Couple things, about Ron Rivera. Like to call this one stuff Ron says. Okay, stuff Ron. Ron always says a bunch of things, right? His last comment he said was, "I could be gone in a year." That's football. He was talking to Matthew Parrish of the Washington Times. I understand that, but what I want to do is when I leave, I want everybody to go and say, boy, that roster's in a good place. That's great. I want to walk away saying that's what I did. I'm good with it. I understand. I'm not going to be desperate because when you're desperate, you make bad decisions. That's what Ron Rivera said in a recent interview.
I really do believe that after he said that, didn't he?
That's what he said. He basically, I mean, I've never heard a coach say, I want to leave this team in a good place for the next coach that takes my job. Never heard that before. I still put my fist down and said, the man's playing like he has years left on his contract. He's not playing desperate. He's playing like a man who's not in his last year.
He doesn't sweat it. He's been doing this too long. He knows coaches come and go. He's thinking bigger picture for the franchise because they're the ones paying him to do it.
Yeah.
Why? There's nothing negative that you could read out of any of that. And if anybody wants to,
absolutely
I dare
not.
them to.
I just wish he would have. He tried the veteran thing for 3 years in a row,
Man,
and it failed. I just wish he would have had this. Let me try a rookie thing in year 2 or even year 3, but you waited to year 4, and it's just frustrating as a fan. That's all.
we had one here, and he got rid of him.
Every year, it's been a reset with the quarterback, and it just sucks. Every year.
I mean, I good one. The worst thing that can happen, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, is that there's a quarterback competition. That's just a make believe word that Ron made up because it's Hal's job, bro. Hal has to lose this job for the backup to play, in my opinion. Now, if it is a legit competition, then we're in a lot of fucking trouble. That means we'll be looking for another quarterback next year. In my opinion, Hal has to be special, bro. He can't just be some mid, bro.
If Brissett beats Hal and he's not getting the first team reps, you're screwed.
Got to fire everybody, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you had a chance to get other quarterbacks.
Yeah. Marcus said, I trust Bieniemy to work with Sam Howell. I'm guessing he's saying
so do I.
More strengths than Scott.
Yeah. I think Eric Bieniemy is probably better coach.
Yam spitting out some history. Mark Brunell, 5th round. Brad Johnson, round 9 when they used to go that long. Love some Brad Johnson. Love some BJ. Pause. Love Brad Johnson. Matt Hasselbeck, round 6. Theismann, round 4. Tom Brady, round 6.
Here's the difference
again, round 4 when they had 20 rounds. Though.
Here's the difference, though, what I'm trying to say in this. That those guys were given the job because of circumstance, bro. They wasn't just Somebody didn't say, hey, man, we're going to start the season, even though we've been 30-something years out of franchise quarterback, and just give it to a fifth-round pick that played 19 passes in a meaningless game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't met anyone that's done that. I haven't seen any team that's said, hey, man, let's throw him out there. No matter what, he's the guy.
Can I counter that?
Kick it. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Can I kick it? Yes, I can. Now, Theismann got the job because Sonny retired and Billy Kilmer didn't have it anymore. He'd aged out.
Right.
Sam Howell gets the job because Tyler Heineke can't hack it as a starter, and neither can Carson Wentz anymore. What's the difference?
Yeah.
And the difference is that wasn't it
What's
what
the difference?
didn't Theismann get the job in the middle of the season?
He got it towards the end of the season.
Right. He didn't get it they didn't just give it to him in the offseason. Didn't they bring somebody in? He just beat him?
Dev, I have to share this.
He backed up. He was returning punts because he had nothing else to do on his team, and he offered to return punts because he was a third string quarterback. Sonny retires, he becomes a second string quarterback. All right. Billy Kilmer is aged out. His knuckleball passes, which talk about a dude who can never throw a spiral. Billy Kilmer, but somehow was a great quarterback. Go figure. But
knuckleball.
He could not hack it anymore, so it went to Theismann. All right, but it went to Theismann later in the season, and then it became his team after that. That's how it transitioned over. One, because George Allen was a fan of Joe Theismann. George Allen was not a fan of Joe Theismann.
Oh. Dev, I have to read this quote to you. You're gonna get a kick out of it. Ron says, if we took all the tape, we put it all together, I think people would sit there and say, wow, this guy's pretty damn good. Rivera said of Howell. I really believe that. He didn't say I really do, but you get the gist of it. And if we had to do that, to do a presentation with new ownership, I'd be happy to. So he's basically saying he's willing to take Sam Howell to the new ownership and say he's our guy. He's really.
I'm not saying he's wrong, man. I hope he's not. I'm a Howell fan. I hope this is what works, man. But if it don't, fire it, man. That's like no ifs, ands, or buts. You got a short leash on this kid. If the first 3 games or so, this guy's playing bad, we don't have time to give you time, bro. We don't have time to give you time. You got to be the guy now. There's he's a rookie. That can't happen. You're not, bro. He was a rookie last year. You should have got to play. Yeah. If that's how you felt. If that's how you felt, when did you feel that way? In the 19 passes you saw, you felt that way? Like, when did you feel that way?
I had a stirring feeling when we drafted him that I was like,
if that's the case, why did you go to Heineke then?
Because Heineke had been here. He's Scott Turner's guy. It was Scott Turner's offense. Scott Turner's an idiot. We know this. And Ron trusted him because Ron's a defensive guy.
Because Scott Turner's an idiot. He's
the only guy in this league who has ever consistently believed in Taylor Heineke, besides about 40% of our fan base. And I questioned some of them too. Especially because you trusted right here who's trying to say we should have stuck with Heineke.
If you try to trust it, since you trusted Scott Turner, then you're saying since you trusted Scott Turner, then I think if that's the case, he should be fired then for trusting Scott Turner. Because it makes no sense to have this guy on the team.
You just want to fire somebody. Because every one of your conclusions ends up with someone getting fired.
And drafting a quarterback in the first.
I'm about to, for the record, I'm a Ron fan. I hope he doesn't fire. I hope he's completely right about Hal, man. I just want to win. I don't care whose name's on the back of that jersey. I just want to win. And I hope I'm rooting for Hal, bro. I want to get a Hal jersey, man. I like Hal, man. I think talent-wise, from a physical talent standpoint, I think he has everything you need, man. Yeah, I just want to see him put it together. If he can't do it, though, if you can't do it, I got to fire you, though. If you can't do it, I'm going to fire you.
Dev, he's got an entire offseason where the entire focus is making him the man.
You ever seen?
And he's got someone better than Scott Turner doing it.
You ever see the chef has all the tools in front of him, all the accoutrement, and the shit still tastes bad?
I'm just reading comments over here where people are trying to say that, how we give the meaningless game. He played the entire game against their starters.
Man, I'm not saying that I don't want to like short it because that was not really a meaningless game. I get you. But it's like you can't draw a conclusion from 19 completions. Why'd you only have to throw 19 times?
We didn't see the practices. We didn't see how he developed over time.
I agree. You're absolutely right. So Ron's got to be correct on how, man. And we got to know fast. It can't be week 15. Oh, okay, we got something to work with, but the season over. It's got to be immediate. Like what did Bernie Mac say in what Players Club? Immediately.
Yep.
We need to know immediately if he can play, man. Or because if he's not, that's why I said I wouldn't be mad at the drafted Herndon. I wouldn't be upset. It's not who I want, but I wouldn't be upset because if you learn quick, this guy's not it. Or he gets fucked up in like the first game, like for the season or some crazy shit. Throw this other guy in there to see. Because you got to find the goal of this year is not only to be good enough to make the playoffs and win, it's to also find your franchise quarterback. And if you go into next offseason not knowing the answer to your quarterback, everyone should be fired.
Get him, Dad.
That's the goal.
Bang, bang, get him, Dad.
Hold on. I got a question for somebody in our comments. Pull up Goodwin's last comment.
The whole season depends on how. Pretty much, I hope our running game is good next year.
The whole season does depend on how, though.
Trash. Since you think he's gonna go out there and instead of throw the ball, shove it up his ass or something and start running around in circles.
What would be a good season?
Who do you want to be the quarterback of this team?
What would be a good season?
I guarantee I'm either gonna see Taylor Heineke's name or Lamar Jackson's because they're the only two names I ever see thrown out there.
He says, I would be thrilled if we drafted Hooker.
Oh, wonderful. Let's draft another quarterback.
But Yam says, you're right, Dev. This is why I
don't want to see the backup take no snaps from Howell, bro. I don't want to see no one get snaps with Howell. Zero. Yeah. Not in practice, not in the mental evaluation. Don't even ask the other nigga no questions, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want all the advantage to go to Howell. I want him to get every throw to every receiver, bro.
You can't do that if you draft Hendon Hooker.
I'm saying that's what I want. That's what I want. But hey, man, if it don't work, if you don't know by game 4, I got to game 4 till I know, man. Look, hey, this guy, we can't give him time. We cannot give this guy time, bro. That's what the issue is. So you got a 5th round pick that probably needs time. That's why it's a 5th round pick. Yeah. You can't give him time. He has his go time, Phil. It's go time, Phil. What would River Phoenix do?
The problem is
Trip Phoenix.
River Phoenix would get shot by how do you not know? He got hit by a car.
The team was built reverse. So the team was built and then you plug in a quarterback. A lot of times you get a quarterback and then you build around him. This was kind of done backwards. The team's built. The window for this defense is getting smaller. Well, now that you've extended Payne and Allen, it's gotten a little bigger, and your window for your receivers are good because you just signed Terry. You got Jahan on a rookie deal. So it's prime. Like we're set with
That's
like
why I said Howell has to be players. Good now.
I think
Howell was not played because they developed Howell because they were in the middle of a playoff race and they were still in developmental time with him last year. See, that's the thing we don't realize. He spent an entire season. We always complain that rookies get thrown in too quickly. Here's a guy who did, everybody complained he didn't play enough.
I've been saying this to everybody.
You can't have it both ways, people. You can't have it both ways.
Look, man,
I
would throw.
Let him sit and learn, or you throw him in there into the wolves and hope he doesn't just completely fall apart like most first-round quarterbacks do when you start them early. He got the opportunity that a lot of first-round quarterbacks should get, but don't, to sit and learn.
Yeah, but
that's why I have more faith
going 8 and 7 where the fuck we went. That's what the expense was. Edit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to. I'm cool. Like I understand in all normal circumstances, we should do exactly what you say. Develop this kid for a year or two. Let him sit, watch, play him when we can.
He already had the year of development. This is the year where he plays.
I guess, man, but that's a 5th round pick. That's all I'm saying.
First-round pick who fell to the 5th round because he had zero talent around him because he went back to school for one more year. If he had come out the year before, he would have been a first-round pick and would not have been on this team.
I'm on your team, Phil, but that's a lot of because.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's a lot
I just want Howell to earn
Shit happens for a reason, all right?
I hope he's it, man. I'm rooting for him. That's my guy. That's my guy. How's my guy, man? But hey,
Yeah.
after 4 games, if you ain't the guy, dog, not if no one else is there, keep it. I don't care if he messes up. Let him win no games all year. Then, if that's the case, but I do not want to win.
How many
8
games did
bro.
Patrick Mahomes play his first season?
We need
played
12
one.
games or 1 game. We need to win 3 games
Last
or
game of
12.
the season. Yeah.
Now, why
Alright.
didn't he start before? Because they were in a playoff hunt.
No, they start before it because they had a dude that had his best season ever the year he sit the bench. Alex Smith had one of the best seasons he ever had. He was like an MVP candidate.
He was not.
All right.
Definitely was. Look at
Let's
the
get
stats.
off the quarterback
Look at
topic.
the numbers.
Let's move on to the last 2 things. So Rivera, on the topic of Chase Young, right? Chase Young's health, his knee. By the way, there's a video floating around on social media about and on Facebook, all the Commanders groups of Chase Young. That video is from 2 years ago. So stop saying he looks ready, he looks prime. That video is from 2021. There's timestamps on YouTube that have that video out in 2021. So just stop. It's at the New Orleans Saints practice facility with people. It's 2021. We haven't seen any recent videos of Chase Young. So just let me get that out there. But for the audio crowd, Ron Rivera, when he was asked about Chase Young's knee and his 5th-year option, he goes, that's the thing that will drive a big part in the conversation. As we continue to work through this and talk about it, it will be about seeing him and watching him. Again, we started April 17th. That's when we start. So we'll continue to work through these things, talk to the doctors, talk to the trainers, strength and medical, and just kind of get a feel for where he is. Then we'll be able to make a decision and we'll go from there. I guess my question is, after seeing that now, what is the date of when they need to pick up the 5th-year option? I used to know it. I don't know it anymore because that probably is a factor in all this with Chase Young. And would it be bad going into this year and he's only on a 4-year deal and then that's it? Because that puts him in line with with Montez to get the contract simultaneously.
I think it would be bad business not to extend them. You almost have to.
Yeah. Going back one, Goodwin says Mahomes was a 1st-round pick. But yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so my question still stands. How do we feel about Chase Young not getting a 5th-year extension, and then be lined up with Chase Young for a contract? Because you ain't paying them both.
This year tells.
But listen, so he said April 17th is when we start. May 1st is the deadline. May 1st is the deadline for when they have to pick up his option. So they have 2 weeks to figure that out. 2 weeks. And if he does get it, I want to say next year it's 17 million. The 5th year is 17 million, which is pretty high because he's a 1st-round pick. And he made a Pro Bowl, which I think escalates the value. So the normal practice is you always pick it up.
Pick it up. If he's trash, he's done after next year.
That's what I'm saying. You picked up Robert Griffin's 5th-year option.
I don't think he's done. I think somebody else will pick him up for the
He's done here. He's done here if he's trash.
Marcus says he would pick it up.
Pick it up.
What do you think, Deb? Would you pick it up?
Yeah, for sure.
You pick it up?
Absolutely. I wouldn't even. It wouldn't have lasted this long.
Engine 99 on the DC Metro line. If that train goes off the track, pick it up. Pick it up.
Back on the
scene. Hey, so we talked about this early on. Eric Bieniemy's input into the draft. Okay, for the audio crowd, I'll read some of this to you. When asked about Eric Bieniemy's input, he said one of the things that we talked about was shoring up the depth on the offensive line. What do? We signed Andrew Wiley. And I continue. We felt we were about to do through free agency. So I think that's done. In fact, that's one of the things that we talked about, Eric, was now we feel like it's about drafting the best player available and not necessarily drafting a position. And if we feel that the best player available is at the position we want, that's even better. So we really feel comfortable going into this far. So I read that as, sorry, I did not mean to cut off the screen share. There's a little bit more to that here. There's a part 2. Here we go. And he continues to say, he has a lot to say because it's important as we go through the process. It's about the fit. So Eric Bieniemy is about the fit. A lot of things that we're going to be willing, it will be predicated on speed. You talked about this, Dev. We need more team speed. I think we got a pretty good core of receivers. It's almost like a track meet because these guys are fast, and that's one of the big emphasis we're looking for is the speed guys. We're looking for guys that can run, and those are the kind of guys we can have an impact and be difference makers in games. We've talked about it, and it's funny because if you listen to this philosophy, certain positions, it's very pronounced. He's very dogged about it. In fact, we've had a discussion today. It was really good, and to me, it was very informative listening to him and listening to his personality, how confident he is about certain things. So Ron's listening to Eric Bieniemy. It's no secret. He's listening. So that's something to just keep in mind that Eric Bieniemy is going to have a say, and then we might be going offense at 16th pick. That's all I'm saying. What are y'all thinking about the 16th pick now that it's offense? And he said offensive line, we've addressed that in free agency. That's Andrew Wiley. We picked up some other guy. I don't remember his name. So that leaves the 16th pick open to, if we're not talking defense, what else? B. John or tight end? I don't.
So bad.
I don't know.
You were just trying to find that glimmer of hope.
He needs his Travis Kelce, and we don't have it right now. That's all I'm saying. That tweet right there, that comment, just if he's going to have a huge impact on the first round pick, I just don't know where else. We're not going to get a receiver. Yeah, we could get an offensive tackle, but
his impact could be to say, hey, this guy we can get in the second round easily, I think he's going to be a star at whatever position. Take who you need in the first. That's an impact too.
Yeah, could be.
The impact is both he and Del Rio are probably going to bring, hey, this is who I would like to get with the 16th pick. This is our draft board.
Then Mayhew and Ron's going to deliberate.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I think will probably be, hopefully we'll live stream the draft, just like every other content creator's going to do.
Yeah, we do that. I forgot we do that. That's going to be dope.
We will probably be doing that.
We're gonna focus on it.
Last year's draft, I got so drunk by the end of it. I'm over here.
We got a little bit of waist pants over there at the last.
Oh my god! I pounded like 8 of those.
When is the draft again?
Backbone smashes.
Yeah, smashes. Goodwin says we do need a tight end, but one at 16 is pretty steep. Yes, you are absolutely right, Goodwin. I'm just playing the stupid role of loving tight ends.
Didn't we draft the tight end last year? What's his name?
We got Cole Turner.
All right, what round did we draft him in?
I want to say it's like 5th or 6th.
Oh my god! So you telling me y'all trust a 5th round quarterback, but y'all trust a 5th round tight end?
He was the 30. When was he? 5th round. Cole Turner's a 5th round.
Yeah, pick. So y'all trust a 5th round quarterback. Y'all trust a 5th round tight end.
But it's a little bit different because quarterback.
I didn't say I don't trust Cole Turner. I'm interested to see what he would do in this offense.
But I would say yes.
Sounds like
I
y'all
trust
are
a 5th round
versus
quarterback.
Tight ends over here.
Versus
our 5th round quarterback showed more last year than our 5th round tight end. But
in 19 passes?
Yes.
That's what you got from that?
How many passes did Cole Turner catch in 16
bet he had more
games?
than 19 blocks.
He got injured because Taylor Heineke threw a high ball and got his back blown out.
Right.
But Marcus says
pause.
Yeah, pause. Super pause.
Marcus says, I think Armani Rogers is intriguing this offense. Yes, former quarterback turned tight end Armani Rogers.
Another one.
Also injury prone. All those tight ends, dude, they're just injury prone, except for Bates. He's the only one who's not injury prone.
And nobody mentioned him.
He's catching the ball in blocks. That's all he does.
He's also got good hands. He's just not
he'll
fast.
Catch everything. That's right. He's not. He's a
but he can run routes.
Yeah. Straight up.
Work a guy like him open.
That's dicks for fingers.
No, he doesn't. Yeah,
he
has like one drop in his career.
He's got sticky fingers. All right.
He just doesn't get thrown a lot of passes. Plus, do you really want Taylor Heineke to move the ball?
No.
You get hurt like Cole Turner did.
Well, just to recap what we talked about. Listen, we talked about Joey Porter Jr., cornerback out of Penn State, coming to visit the team for being the potential 16th overall pick in the draft. Hendon Hooker, the Tennessee Volunteer quarterback, also has been reported visiting the Commanders. Magic Johnson went on the Today Show, confirmed their bid. You know, his father died. He wants to be an owner of the Commanders. Like the momentum is moving for the Rails Harris and Magic Johnson group. We'll see what happens. Word on the street is May 22nd is going to be the target date. We may see Snyder pick a new owner. Not sure. We'll see. Bezos is up and down. That's why you see him in the rocket on the rocket ship in the bottom right corner. That is a rocket ship with retractable landing, reusable rockets. That's what Blue Origin rocket is what Bezos is on. And Ron's saying some stuff.
Rocket? What?
Ron is saying some stuff, right? That's what he's doing. He's talking about, he trusts EB. He appreciates his input, and he's going to have some input at that first overall pick for the Commanders, the 16th overall pick, first round pick. So, but yep. Thank you for all those who tuned in. Marcus, Goodwin, Yam, Greg.
Hey, give us Steve on that date, Marcus.
Oscar Urbina. Yeah, Marcus, we'd like to have you on here before the draft and talk about some draft picks here coming up, man. I'll hit you up offline. We'll get together. Chris McDaniel, Deuce from Red Zone in the Lab. Thank you for tuning in, man. We really appreciate you. CJ, Charlton, Julian, CJ, synonymous. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Like I said before, please go like and subscribe. You can find this podcast anywhere you can find any of your audio platforms. We are no longer with the Pigskin Podcast Network. That was an investment that didn't work out in our favor. But you know what? That's okay. It's because scared money don't make money, according to my boy Dev, right? Sometimes you just got to take some chances and go for it. And we went for it, and it didn't work out. So
all spaghetti.
All good. Knees weak. That's right. You know what? We're free agents.
I assume now we'll just have to start doing Blue Chew ads.
Yeah. We're free agents. We're about to shut it down.
But
we got badass Lord Tipsy in the house. He's watching BattleBots. I told him it was a great show earlier. BattleBots is a great show. Last week, Lord Tipsy was on here eating some hot wings, listening to us. And we appreciate you tuning in, even if it was late.
Mandalorian, though.
Thank you.
Watch the Mandalorian.
Not yet. I got to finish Ted Lasso, then I got to get to the Mandalorian.
I watched the NBA thing, the Magic Johnson thing, too.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Hold on. Goodwin, thank you very much. Said it was a pleasure for having you. Thank you. Hey, we're back next Thursday. And then maybe after the draft and the OTAs, we'll start getting back into our 2 a week, but we'll see. So right now we're still on once a week, every Thursday. So just tune in. So Phil, go ahead. Shout outs.
Shout out to former strong safety and free safety. Played both for the Washington Redskins. Jungle Boy swag. DJ Swearinger
back in
DC as a DC defender. And Monte Nicholson, who was his battery mate at safety, is also on the defenders.
He's back.
This, by the way, the 6-1 defenders, the best team in the XFL. See, DC does have a successful football team right now. So yeah, DJ Swearinger back in DC. He's back in DC before Jay Gruden could set back foot in here.
Nah, no jersey, just a hat.
Anybody have a fucking Defenders jersey?
They haven't sale yet.
I don't even know if they sell
them. In China.
I got a T-shirt.
You gotta go talk to The Rock about that one.
They're getting there, man. Their ratings are way more than expected. Jimmy Lee Patterson. What up, boys? I'm late as usual.
What if LeBron? What if Lamar was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to XFL"? If somebody offered him $40 million to finish the season, you think he'd do it?
No. Listen, the players only get $3,000 a game, maybe $4. It's chump change.
Let's say you were a billionaire, you own one of those teams. I'd give Lamar $40 million to just finish the season, just for the look.
Lamar would do it just.
I don't think you could. I think they're capped. I think they're limited.
Yeah, they do have a very limited budget because
Lord Tipsy says, "Hit that like button, fam. Appreciate it." Yam says, "God, we need to help that passing defense too." That's right. Goodwin, DJ, hell yeah. So Monte Nicholson was big in the Jay Gruden era, is also on the Commanders, along with Jordan Ta'amu, our old practice squad quarterback. He's the starting quarterback.
And Rashad Ross. No. Rashad Ross.
Rashad Rocket.
The starting quarterback for the Defenders.
I like Monte Nicholson too, man. Golly, I used to like
the starting quarterback for the Defenders was ahead of Taylor Heineke in the XFL before COVID, before the league crashed. So a lot of DC roots here, the DC Defenders. So the guys must have stayed in the area. They came back. So DJ Swearinger is back in DC. Monte Nicholson back in DC. Jordan Tamu, Rashad Ross. So the players are there. They're back in the DC area. So
if you're in the DC area, go to a game.
We got one home game left. One home game left. It's not this Sunday, but next Sunday. I want to say
until there's a playoff game.
Unless it's flexed until it's a playoff game, which they will be in a playoff game.
And you know what? If there is a playoff game, I hope they sell that out because 20,000 at Audi Field is loud, boys.
They did lose to the worst team in the league last week, which is pretty.
But that was questionable. Annoying. That was a total trap game. Pretty and they lost by 1 point.
They did lose by 1 point. Gino Black on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Said, "What's good, fellas? Yeah, we're shutting it down here. But you can always catch us on a replay. Better late than never. We appreciate it." Dev, you got any shout outs?
Shout out, hey, my daughter Alyssa has made the final audition for the Arizona Cardinals dance team. So
what?
We're doing that in May. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. Still won't be a fan of that shit, but you know,
her quarterback's about this big.
Hope you guys lose. Way to dance, you know.
Hey, you know, if she can always put down on her resume and then she can come join the Commanders, you know, what do they call them? Command Force?
Hype Squad. Command Force. Command Force. That's right. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Glenn. There you go. Appreciate it. Mr. Glenn. Hey, always hosting the Twitter space. He's in our Twitter group. Hashtag the 54th. Make sure y'all down with the 54th. Great concept that the family got going on. It's not the 12th man, it's the 54th now. You know, you got 53 people on the roster. You know, Deuce introduced this to everybody when we did our top 5 rappers a couple weeks ago. 54th, man. Hashtag 54th. Go Google it, check it out. It's all of us fans, man. We're trying to rally around something, and the 54th is what we're trying to do. So, Glenn, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yes. Hashtag the 54th. That's right.
54.
That's right. 54. Yeah, we're shutting it down. Hey, we went a little long, hour and 17, but we appreciate everybody. Like I said, please go like and subscribe. You can catch us on any of your audio platforms. Thank you for everyone tuned in. We talked some Joey Porter, some Hendon, talked some Magic, shit that Ron says. You know, we were all over the place today, but we appreciate it. And as always, we love you. Peace. And hail. We out. Peace.